My name is Stuart Kauffman. I'm 80. I'm an MD, a MacArthur Fellow, a Fellow of the Royal Society of Canada. And for the record, my science works have been cited almost 60,000 times at this point. I tell you that so that you will think that possibly I know what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, to put it bluntly, is a failure as a human being, and he's a stunning failure as our president. I'm a scientist and a doctor, and like other scientists and doctors, I seek the truth and I seek to save lives. Donald Trump is a systematic liar, and he doesn't care if his incompetent behavior and choices have now killed probably 80,000 Americans in the midst of the COVID-19 crisis. More will die because of Trump, and I want you to see that. So you see in front of you a dashboard that I have co-created with Henry Lopez at the New Mexican. What it plots, the sort of orange bars, are the growth rate of the disease each day. So that's 0, 50, 100, and 150 in Italy. What one sees around the world is that almost everywhere the disease starts growing at 40% increase today. That means that if there was 100,000 patients today, there's 140,000 patients the next day. If a system keeps growing at 40% a day, the doubling time is only 2 days. Look at Italy, and one can see that after a few days, the rate of growth drops dramatically. The Italian government, as an organized whole, shut down the Brenner Pass, other passes into Italy, within about 5 or 6 days, and the disease growth dropped rapidly, and you see that they're doing well now. If one looks in this and you ask, when did they shut down? How many patients were there when Italy shut down? The answer is about 200 or 300 cases, almost all over Europe. Countries shut down when there was around 300 to 400 to 500 patients. The lower figure is the United States. It's at about this point, right about here, or early March, the United States has 400 or 500 patients. We shut down in mid to late March, about when this curve is coming down. That is 16 bars, that's 16 days. The disease is growing, as you can see, at 40% a day. It's doubling every 2 days. 16 days is 8 doublings. We did not in the United States shut down. We did not shut down when we had 200 or 300 patients. Over here when we shut down, we already had 43,500 cases. 43,500. That's why in the United States we have vastly more sick people than virtually any country in Europe, even Italy and France. And Italy and France have had their hard time. Now, why did we delay for 15 days or 16 days? The overwhelming answer is our COVID-19 wartime president. He's our delay. The disease isn't real. It will go away. It's not serious. We've got it under control. It's not anything to worry about. Keep going to work. He has delayed us by approximately 2 weeks. We all know that that's true. And that means something fundamental. The consequence is that in the United States, where we're the worst in the world, we have 256 times as many sick as we might have had, and they're still dying and growing, and the disease is still propagating. Now, for those of you who are his urgent and loyal followers, pay attention to this. 40% of the American population supports Trump. 40% of 80,000 is about 30,000, with some allowance for the fact that black Americans have died more than white Americans. That means the following, and Native Americans and Hispanics. It means those of you who are his supporters, 30,000 of your loved ones have died. He's incompetent and he's immoral. So let me just close with this. We have a choice with this man. We know what he's just done in his march on the church, St. John's Church across from the White House. He mobilizes special operation forces for his macho march across to the church behind special forces that are pushing protesting Americans who are protesting peacefully out of the way, knocks over press from other countries, and holds up a Bible upside down. How much do you need before you say the man is a complete loss as a human being And to summarize it, I seriously say, as President of the United States, Donald Trump is the most dangerous human being on the planet. Vote the man out of office.